All right, shalom, shalom. I'm back, and I'll just label this a part two to the introduction. But I'm gonna keep going because I don't have much time out here, and I need to see what's going on with my phone because my phone keeps saying full iPhone storage, but I just erased a lot of shit. So I'm gonna keep going. This is the book of Ezekiel. It says the prophet, the book of Ezekiel. It says, now it came to pass in the 13th year. It says, in the fourth month and in the fifth day of that month. It's so shiny behind me, it's irritating. It's damn sun. It says, in the fifth day of the month, I was among the captives of the river of Chebar, that the heavens were open, and I saw the visions of Yahweh. It says, and the fifth day of the month was the fifth day of King Jehoiakim's captivity. It says, the word of Yahweh came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans by the river Chebar, and the hand of Yahweh was there upon him. It says, and it don't seem like it's running out. It probably was the videos I was taking up a lot of memory. It says, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north. It says, a great cloud and fire enfolding itself. It says, and a brightness was about it. It says, and out of the midst thereof, as the colors of amber, out of the midst of fire. It says, also out of the midst of thereof came the likeness of four living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and everyone had four faces, and everyone had four wings. So it says, it's describing you the appearance of what angels look like. It says, and their feet were straight, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. It says, and they had the hands of a man under their wings on their four sides, and they had their faces and their wings. They had four they four had their faces under their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went everyone straight forward. It says, and as for the likeness of their faces, they had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left, and so they four had the face of an eagle. So it says, thus were their faces, and their wings were straight upward. It says, two wings of every one were joined one to another, and two covered their bodies. And they went everyone straight forward. Whither the Spirit was to go, they went, and they turned not when they went. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. It says, and the living creatures ran and returned as they appeared of a flash of lightning. So the angels and their chariots, they could come in a blink of an eye, and then they can go. When people describe shooting stars and comets, is actually the chariots flying past, and some chariots are floating across. Well, probably it looks slow to you, and then it can be fast as hell for them. And then you can see some of the chariots flying across the sky faster than the speed of light. You can actually see them, flying across the sky, and then they disappear from one part of heaven to another, or they, warp gates, whatever you want to call it. Teleportation, jumping, space-time jump. They can do that, So this is what he was talking about. As an appearance of a flash of lightning. It says, and the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. It says, now I beheld the living creatures. Behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. And that's the vehicles that they ride in. Because now the angels, they can fly like that too. But the vehicles, the chariots that they ride in can do the same thing. It says, their appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of beryl. So they were black ships. In the dream, I saw a great chariot, but they come in different colors, but these are the ones that he saw. And they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. So I did see that. It had a circular shape in my dream, and in the circle, and in the bottom part, it had an inner circle, wheel within a wheel, and that inner circle is where they beam you up, they take you. Because I'm trying to get out of here, so having that dream was a beautiful blessing, and Yahweh is worried about those who sigh and cry, and those who pray to Him. And we came into the new covenant, and we believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and we believe that Yahweh Shai had covered us in the blood, to redeem us in the eyes of Yahweh. We believe that, and the point is that they all worried. The angels are worried about us. Yahweh is worried about us, and Yahweh Shai is worried. They are all worried, and Yahweh, Him being Almighty, and Him that have done this, He has to live by His promises. He has to live by His word. He has to keep it. So all these prophecies got to come to pass before we are rescued, before we are saved, and it's up to the Lord whether we survive it. Just because I had a dream that they took me, that doesn't mean that that it's a for sure thing. It could be what could happen. If Yahweh allows me to survive, that's what it can be. Even though I've had several dreams of me, and when you have a dream of the chariot, and when you have a dream of them coming to get you, that is you having a dream of the last day of the world. That's where I've been at in my dreams for some strange reason. I haven't had a dream from the angels in a while, and this dream, a dream from Yahweh in a while. So this dream was not only just to show me that He could come save me, is that they want to. Yahweh wants to, and He was just coming to check on me, because that's how He checked on that. That is another form of how He checked on those of us that believe and those of us that pray. He'll send the chariots in your dreams, or He can send it in reality. I got a recording of that, of me seeing the chariot roll up on me, check me out, and then disappear. And like I said, and the chariot was so big. This one was so big, it made the plane look like a grain of rice. That's how big the chariot was. But nonetheless, when you have dreams like this, I had a dream of the last day, because the last day upon the nuclear event, the chariots is gonna come rescue the chosen people that's meant to leave the world. And I had a million dreams like that. So that's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai showing that he can save me. It can happen. And I'm hoping that I'm one of those people that the Lord got His eye on to come get me in that day. That's if I make it. If He allows me to make it, Yahweh willing, I'll make it through the tribulation, through Jacob's trouble, through all this darkness that's happening, through the mark of the beast, the famine, the sword, the pestilence, all the stuff that's happening, the riots, the crumbling, especially that famine part, because it's not going to be no food and all that. It's going to be running low, and, I hope I get, the supernatural powers that the Bible describes, those supernatural powers, I hope I get them, so I can help myself or go rescue people and help them, I hope so, but more importantly, I'll just be happy to be saved and to survive the tribulation. So, having that in mind, it's just reassuring, and it feels good for Yahweh to send me a dream, and tell me, that I can be rescued. He wants to save us, especially the angels. Boy, they want to let loose. They really want to attack this place. They want to blow this shit up. They've been having a lot of videos and recording of these chariots dropping off drones and chariots flying around in different parts of the world and in different parts of America. And they are watching. They even flying low, nigga. They flying low, and flying low is a threat display within itself. That's a threat display within itself. So they are very antagonizing to the Edomite, to the white man. They are very threatening, and they are trying to figure out how to combat them, and if they ever let loose on them. Not yet though. The Israel got a clash with the Edomites. Then they gonna let loose. But before then, they are showing that they want to do something about the enemy. They want to attack. They want to fight. These are angels and angels of war, dogs of war. As it is prophesied in the Bible, the Lord got angels in different departments. Now that the Lord is sending his weapons of indignation, which are these angels, with Yahweh Shai, and Michael as his right hand, and even Satan and the rest of them getting their armies together to attack. And they are not playing. They want to get it done. But as far as I'm concerned, like it says, nobody knows, not even the angels in heaven, not even the Son, only the Father know when to attack. So, that's out of our hands, but it, like I said, it is reassuring, and it was a beautiful thing. I got up, man, and nigga, I shed it. I was crying because I felt the energy off them. I felt them being concerned and them being worried, just for them to look at me and for me to look at the angels eye to eye, face to face, per se, or eye to eye, looking at them, looking at all of them, and they just looking at me like, like they came to get me, so just looking at that, it hurt, it touched my heart, like, because Lord don't have to save me. He don't have to rescue me. He didn't have to send me that dream. That dream was a dream of comfort, because that's the energy that I felt, Very powerful stuff, very beautiful, and yeah, you better hope that's the whole point of the Bible, is to have basic instructions before leaving earth. That's exactly what this means. That shit is a very true thing for the Israelites, because you got to know this and you got to understand the truth in order to go, and you got to have the mark in order to go. The mark of exempt for judgment, and your number, hopefully, your number among the 144,000. Or you can get marked and get a number from the 1/3, because the 104,000 is not an exact number. It's a group of people from every tribe of Israel, So when you have that understanding, and this wisdom and this knowledge, you just got to pray that Yahweh Shem Yahushua save you, and stay on your works. Do what you can in your power to show Yahweh Shem Yahushua that you love him. Stay in the faith, stay in the new covenant, and truly, the new covenant is where a lot of us is gonna get saved, and it is we're gonna say it's a 90% chance that you will get saved in the covenant, in the new covenant, because that's Yahweh Shai covering his blood over you to protect you from these things. So we can continue reading with Ezekiel saw, and then we could get to Elijah real quick. So it says, now as I beheld, it says, when they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. It says, as for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes, and around and about them four. And that's what I saw in the dream. I saw rings. It was like a ball-shaped chariot with a big-ass ring around it. That's exactly what I saw, too. So me and his visions match up, And he saw the angels without them being hiding in the darkness, but I seen the eyes. I looked at the angel eye to eye, eye to eye. So that right there was a very pivotal moment for me. And and beautiful at the same time. It was awesome. So it says, it says, it says, and when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up, it says, up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Yep. So they move when they move, you know. When the angels move, the wheels move, you know, and they travel inside them, and they could travel without them, you know. So whitherso the spirit was to go, it says they went thither, was their spirit to go. It says, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. That's right. They can choose to fly around if they want to, you know, or they can hop inside the chariot and fly around like that. Either or, they can do what they want. When those went, these went, and when those went, those stood, these stood, and when those were lifted up, up the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. So they went wherever Yahweh commanded the angels to go. That's where the chariots would go, you know. So it's all the same, you know. And like I said, they got drones that are like sentry guns and sentry equipment, you know, that they would be able to act on their own, and they would be able to move without the chariots, you know. And the angels are inside the chariots, and they letting the drones patrol the sky and fly around and watch over, you know, the white man and his governments, and even governments around the world, you know, but mainly here, you know. They all assembling here, they all watching, because they know that this critical event is coming, to where Jacob's trouble is going to pop off, to where the race war is going to happen. And, you know, the white man is going to come, and he going to come for us, to slaughter and to kill us. And the angels got to be ready, because they going to stand by and fight for Israel. Well, for the chosen, for those of us that are chosen. And it's going to fulfill that prophecy, you know. And even help low-key, actually, no. They're not going to help the 2/3, but they're gonna raise some hell, for sure. When Yahweh give the go, he going to let Yahweh Shai go, and Yahweh Shai is going to bring commandment to Michael and the rest of the angels to attack. And that's when they're going to attack. That's why the white man is worried that they seeing unidentified objects in the sky, and things that they don't have no control over, and they all, you know, like that one dream that I had when I was standing on top of the chariots, and the dream, I looked up, and it was a gang of angels. They was all in a row. Like standing on top of the sky. They was all standing, and they was all paying attention to the earth. They was watching the earth, and I was looking at them, and it was so many of them that it was endless. That's what it looked like in the dream. And I was like, damn, they prepared for an assault. They prepared for a battle, you know. So that's what they ready to fight. They ready to fight for Israel. They ready to come get those of us that want to be saved. They ready. It's that serious. They are that worried. They know that the great slaughter is coming upon the children of Israel. They know, and they prepare. Amen to that. Call on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai in the name of Yahweh Shai, because that is true. It says the earth. It says the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creatures was in the wheels, and the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creatures was as the color of the terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above. And under the firmament were their wings straight. It says the one toward the other. It says everyone had two which covered on his side. It says, and everyone had two which covered on that side their bodies. Yep, they have four wings. It says, and when they went, I heard the noise of the air like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty, the voice of speech, as the noise of an host. When they stood, they let down their wings. So, you know, it's going to get to a point to where when these bigger chariots start coming, and you start seeing them in the sky, and when they move, you can feel the ground shake. You can hear loud ass noises coming from the thrusters and whatever forces them to move. and then some of them gonna be taken off, you know, or flying right directly under the roofs of these, like the roofs of your homes, flying right directly under them, and you gonna hear them like big ass sonic booms and shit. It's gonna be deafening people, blowing them away, you know, causing confusion among them, bewilder your ass, blow your ass back. How you fly into a pole or something, getting caught up in that kind of wind, you know, and that's how they move, you know. Some of them will move like that, and they're gonna be in battle. So you're gonna be seeing, you know, the armies get they version of their chariots together, and they gonna fight against the Lord and his chariots, and you're gonna be seeing war in heaven as predicted in the Bible, and the angels is gonna be fighting with the white man and his angels. That's what's gonna happen, and you're gonna be seeing big ass warships appearing out of the sky, and they're gonna be fucking Esau up, because his technology hasn't had time to develop to combat something at this greater magnitude. The Lord didn't allow him to. Now he got certain technologies that's kind of advanced, but the Lord never allowed him to get to this level of technology, enough to fight back, but not enough to completely be even with the enemy, you know, to make him feel like he winning. No, he wants him to feel defeat, to feel overpowered, to feel like he's going to be a man. That's all that he ever is in the eyes of the Lord, to feel like he ain't nothing. And that's the whole point. But he gonna put it in their spirit to fight back with their nukes, you know, to fight back with their gunships, to fight back with their Black Hawks and shit, you know, they choppers and shit, and they gonna have angels coming down on the ground, you know, and then 144,000, the people that's been given the power to fight these people, and they gonna go to war, man. And the white man gonna get his ass whooped. That's what's gonna happen. And you got to understand something. All these sci-fi movies, you know, and some of these video games is actually programming you to fight against the Lord when he do come, when the chariots do come, to fight against them, to shoot at them, you know, to attack them. That's exactly what's going to happen. That's why a lot of people are scared right now, and they intimidated because of these angels, man, because of what's going on, man. And the funny part about it is that when they come down, it ain't gonna, even our own brothers and sisters gonna be fighting against them, because of the programming in all these damn movies, you know. It's programming them to fight against these angels and these and their own people, for real. There's plenty of movies, especially one of them, the biggest one is Independence Day. The Independence Day, when they fighting against the angels, and they want to kill the angels to save the world, when that's the whole point of the angels coming is to save the earth, but they didn't, and destroy these nations and save Israel. You know, that's the whole point. You know, they are actually the savior. The Yahweh Shai and the angels are the ones coming to save us, and the world don't want the change to come, so they fighting against it. You know, and they're actually convincing a lot of people to go against Yahweh. Yeah, it's a lot of movies, man. And it says, and I saw, and above the firmament that covered their heads, the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone, and the likeness of the throne was the likeness of the appearance of a man upon it. So, and I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of fire round about within, from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw as it were the appearance of fire, and its brightness round about, as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of the rain. It says, so was the appearance of the brightness round about. This was the appearance of the likeness of the glory of Yahweh. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face, and I heard a voice of one that spake. So in the story, he's seen the Almighty, and he's seen Yahweh Shai. In the story, he's seen them. So, and they were standing over the angels, you know. And Yahweh was sitting on his throne, and Yahweh Shai was right by him. It says, so he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. So in the story, the Lord put the Spirit on him to stand before him, meaning that he took off the fear, because when he saw all this, he was afraid, and he was probably covering his head. He was fucking scared, and the Lord came and took that spirit off him, so that he can stand before him and his awesome might, and before the angels, and before these chariots, and before, you know, Yahweh Shai, and before Yahweh, you know, standing before the Almighty. You know, it's a scary thing. The Lord is scary, but the Lord can choose to put that fear on you, keep that fear on you, or he could take it off, you know. So it says, and he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. It says, they and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this day. So today, the children of Israel are becoming waxed in their wickedness. They becoming worse. They're more ignorant. You know, they're more careless. Fucking pathetic. They weak. You know, and they evil. You know, and they don't care about shit until the shit hit the fan. They really don't. You know, right now everybody going about their way and going about their day, and these prophets, the prophets are here on the highways and byways, you know, compelling them to come in and listen to the words of Yahweh, and they don't. They going about their day like nothing ain't gonna never happen to them. You know, it's the same thing with them fires in California. You know, and then you got the gigantic snow blast that's happening on one side of the United States, and over there in California area, most of that shit in Los Angeles is burning up. And the Lord, in that instance, the Lord targeted the rich. He targeted the rich and burning their ass up and burning their houses down. And then here come here come the Israelites talking about they feel bad for these motherfuckers, and they feel bad for these rich ass white people that done had their houses for eons, and they've been rich forever, while you dying on street corners, and you overdosing off drugs and dying over diseases, and can't get no goddamn help, and can't and costing thousands just to pull a little ball of cancer out of you, you know? And they feel bad for their slave masters. They feel bad and they want to help them. Talking about, this is terrible, this is horrible. Whoever did this they some evil people, when Yahweh is the one who did it. The Lord is the one who allowed it to happen. And like they said, yet again, they see the white man there causing a fire. The same people that's trying to put out the fire, quote unquote, is the ones that's causing the fire. You know, and a lot of these Israelites want to help these white people, want to have their back, and these motherfuckers, the same motherfuckers that put you in them dirty ass ghettos, that put you in them projects, man. You know, like the Lord say, they wicked and they rebellious. They don't want to hear the words of the Lord. They don't. They got that peace doctrine in them. That and it's funny that nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared, bro. Nobody cared, but they all want to do some unite bullshit, some world peace bullshit, and they want to come together for them damn fires. You know, man, fuck y'all, man. That's really how I feel. Fuck them wicked 2/3 ass Israelites. Let they shit burn down, man. Don't nobody care about them rich ass niggas, man. They ain't even, and that ain't even a taste of what the Lord is gonna do to them. That ain't even a fragment of what the Lord is gonna do to them. So why feel bad? And these motherfuckers been living like that for years off your back. For years, man. Half of them motherfuckers up there living years, bro, been rich for years and didn't turn a blind eye and didn't give a fuck about none of the children of Israel, didn't give a fuck about none of us, bro. It ain't like a rich ass nigga gonna hop out of his car and give me like fucking $40,000, you know, and tell me I'm just looking out for you on GP, man. Like, you know, thank you, man. Like, these rich people don't care about us, man. But they showed needed y'all when it was time to build this shit. That y'all show the ones that helped the white man create his economy and create everything that it is today. The Israelites don't understand that they the real stars, man. Y'all, they the real stars. These people ain't shit. And what else the Lord got to say? Let's read this. It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the spirit of Yahweh, and the spirit entered me when he spake, and when he spake unto me and set me upon my feet. It says that I heard him, and that he spake to me and said, Son of man, said unto me, Son of man, I send thee unto the children of Israel, to a rebellious nation that have rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me even unto this day. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. It says, I do send thee unto them. It says, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith Yahweh, and whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. For they are a rebellious house. It says, yet they shall know that there have been a prophet among them. That says, it says, and thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. It says, though briars and thorns be with thee, it says, and thou dost well among scorpions. No, dost dwell among scorpions. It says, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks. They are a rebellious house. So the 2/3 are a separate nation from the 1/3 that are the Israelites that came back, and they do not recognize the Lord, and they only recognize the world, and they only acknowledge the white man and what he made, and they would rather follow him, and they would rather keep everything the way it is and ignore the words of Yahweh. That's why a lot of these signs is happening, like I said, from the petitions that the prophets are sending up to Yahweh through his angels, and the petitions that we pray for at night and these videos and all that, the Lord is hearing it, and he bringing mass judgment upon the white man and bringing mass judgment upon our enemies. And you got them wicked ass 2/3 that's sticking up for them and wanting to help them and trying to be at this little peace shit, and feeling bad for what happened to them rich ass white folks. Like, man, fuck y'all, man. Y'all stupid, man. That's why the Lord said they gonna die too. Them wicked ass 2/3, they gonna die too, bro. Right now, what's happening to these white people is that them curses fall upon them. They revealed to be the criminals, the oppressors. They revealed to be the evil in this world. And the Lord is starting to give them, starting to give them these judgments, starting to transfer the rest of these curses on them, man. And they suffering, man. And it's best just to steer clear from them and let the Lord get them. For real. It says, and thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. It says, be not rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat what I give thee. And that's the word. That's the truth, It says, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations, mournings, and woes. That's what's coming, and that's what we've been going through, but it's about to hit it at its maximum. Especially for the 2/3, man. They just works. They about to get hit hard. It says, moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go and speak to the house of Israel. It says, so I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat the roll. It says, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and thy bowels with this roll. Fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said, because the promises that Yahweh is giving those of us that believe is sweet. Like me, like how I said, I was getting translated and being saved, and it was sweet, So I'm gonna get to goes more and more to how the Lord is angry with the children, the 2/3 that don't want to come back. So we could get to Elijah when he was translated. So, damn, this son. And it's getting colder. Says the book of Kings, second book of Kings 21 and 11. This is Elijah. This is the second book of Kings, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, when the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven in a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on their way to Gilgal. Elijah said to Elisha, stay here. It says, Yahweh has sent me to Bethel. It says the company of the prophets at Bethel came out. Hold on. Ooh, this sun is killing me. I'm gonna turn this way. It says the company at Bethel came out to Elisha and asked, do you know that the Lord is going to take your master from you today? So it says, yes, I know. Elisha replied. It says, so be quiet. It says, then Elijah said to him, stay here, Elisha. It says, Yahweh has sent me to Jericho. It says, and he replied, as surely as Yahweh lives and as you live, I will not leave you. It says, so they went to Jericho. It says, the company of the prophets at Jericho went up to Elisha and asked him, do you know that Yahweh is going to take your master from you today? Wait, already, keep asking him. It says, yes, I know. He replied, so be quiet. It says, then Elijah said to him, stay here. It says, Yahweh has sent me to Jordan. It says, and he replied, as surely as Yahweh lives and as you live, I will not leave you. So two of them walked on. It says, 50 men from the company of the prophets went and stood at a distance facing the place where Elijah and Elisha had stopped at the Jordan. It says, Elijah took his cloak, rolled it up, and struck the water with it. It says, the water divided to the right and to the left. It says, and the two of them crossed over on dry ground. Now, you know how big the river of Jordan is, so the prophets are the ones that are the prophets. 144,000 can do what Moses did, you know, and Moses parted the water, so Elisha parted the water. He had the power to do that, you know. So it says when they had crossed, Elijah said to Elisha, tell me, what can I do for you before I am taken from you? And he said, let me inherit a double portion of your spirit. Elisha applied. He wanted the same knowledge. He wanted the same power that he had. And he said, you have asked a difficult thing, Elijah said. It says, yet if you see me when I am taken from you, it will be yours. Otherwise, it will be not. So that whole time, Elisha wanted to see the angels come and translate Elijah. And if he saw that, he would get the power. You know, and in certain cases, well, nowadays, people that got that spiritual eye, the ones that are in the truth of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they can see the angels. You know, they can see the chariots. And for the people that don't have that spiritual eye, they can't see it, nor can they understand it. You know, so you having this word and you having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is a low-level spiritual power. You know, it's already the head start of that. You know, the fact that you know that those chariots and those are chariots of Yahweh and those are the angels inside, and the fact that I saw them face to face, you know, and I saw their eyes, I saw what they look like, and not what they look like. I saw a piece of what they look like, which is their eyes, and like I said, the Lord's eyes is 1,000 times brighter than the sun. It shine. And their eyes was bright as fuck too, the same way, you know. And the fact that I saw that, you know, that showed that I had some sort of spiritual power that Yahweh allowed me to see that, you know. So by you having seen that, you know, like I said, it will be yours. He already had the spiritual power within him, but he embracing it and he desiring it. So, you know, he gonna get it, you know. Watch this. It says, as they were walking along together, suddenly a chariot of fire and the horses appeared. Horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them. So in the dream that I had, it separated me from those people, and it killed those people to get to me. You know, so I understand what was happening because I knew the story about Enoch and Elisha. You know, I knew. So it says, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. So chariots beamed him up, same way they beamed me up. It didn't look like no whirlwind. It looked like a fucking waterfall of energy. That's what it looked like. And when when the chariot beam hit me, then it sucked me up. And I seen the brightness, I seen everything, and I just embraced it. That's what happened. I embraced it. I let them get me. I was gonna run at first. But like I told you, in the dream, I became self-aware. So I stopped and I just spread my hands out and I let them pick me up, and they took my ass. So this is the same thing that happened. The same thing that happened to Elisha, you know. It says, and Elisha saw this and cried out, my father, the chariots and the horsemen of Israel. Yep, that's what they are. And Elisha saw him no more. Then he took hold of his garment and tore it in two. Elisha then picked up Elijah's cloak that had fallen from him and went back and stood on the bank of the Jordan. So he about to repeat what Elisha did to confirm Elijah, what he did to part that sea. So he about to try and part that water of Jordan so he can walk across. He hoping that Elisha gave him that power, you know. And it says he took the cloak that had fallen from Elisha and struck the water with it. It says, where now is the Lord? It says, the God of Elijah. He said he asked when he struck the water, that divided to the right and it divided to the left, and he crossed over. So he gained the power of the 144,000 that was passed on from Elijah when he went to heaven. Now, the whole point is that Elijah was translated. He was translated. Basic instructions before leaving earth. Even he knew that way back then. You know, the only way out is up. But the Lord loved Elijah so much that he took him to heaven to see the secret things, to see paradise, to see untold things and untold mysteries that no man has never saw, you know, that even we haven't seen, you know. And Enoch was the same way. Like it says, and Enoch walked with Yahweh, and Enoch was not, for Yahweh took him. The Lord took him. You know, some people, and that's the same thing that's going to happen to the children of Israel that's in the word. They're going to get took up in the sky. They're going to get taken, you know. and they will be abducted. They will be saved from that last terrible plague that's coming upon this world, which is the nuclear event. They will be saved, man. And it says, and then this explained 144,000 being on the earth, the people with them supernatural powers from the Lord. It says the company of the prophets from Jericho who were watching said, the spirit of Elijah is resting on Elisha. And they went to meet him and bowed to the ground before him. Look, they said, we, your servants, have 50 able men. Let them go and look for your master. Perhaps the spirit of Yahweh has picked him up and set him down on some mountain or in the valley. It says, and no, Elisha replied, do not send them. It says, but they persisted until he was so embarrassed to refuse, so he said, send them. And they sent 50 men searching for 3 days, but did not find him. When they returned to Elisha, who was staying in the Jericho, he said unto him, did not tell you not to go. Amen to that. That was beautiful. So in that story, he was gone. And they went to go check the mountain. They looking high and low for him. And he disappeared because God took him. The Lord took him, you know. And that's pretty amazing, because that's the same thing that's going to happen to those that believe. 1 minute, somebody going to look and we're going to be talking right there, or we're going to be right there. And the next minute, we're going to be gone, you know. And that's a beautiful feeling to have, having high hopes that Yahweh Shem Yahushai will translate us the same way, those that believe. And in that dream, I felt what Elisha felt. I felt what Enoch felt when they was beamed up, when they was taken to heaven. I felt that energy. I felt that peace. I felt awesome, man. I felt it, you know. I felt that energy when that beam hit him and it separated Elisha from Elijah. I felt that shit, man. That shit was a amazing feeling. It was beautiful. I felt it in my bones, man. I'm like, damn, it took me some time to take that shit in when I woke up. Like, man, like that shit was crazy. Like, it was powerful. Like, I couldn't believe that the Lord sent me a dream like that. But at the same time, I wasn't surprised, because I had another dream like that before when I was here. Now, I was in a dream that I was in the woods with a group of people on the day of the Lord, and the fathership was so big that it blotted out half the sky. So half the sky was darkness, and then the other half was the stars, you know. And we was hiding out by this cart on the last day, you know, on the last day of the Lord. We was hiding out, and next thing you know, a chariot flew down, and then everybody was scared, and then it opened, and when it opened, everybody ran onto it, and it was like a big ass, it was like a big bright door, and on the other side you couldn't see what was on the other side, but I ran into it, and that was the end of the dream. That's all I could tell you. But it was indeed powerful, man. It was indeed like the Lord didn't forget us, you know. He came to get us as promised, and we was hiding out in the woods, you know, and I was hiding out with a group of people, you know, and chariot just came down, opened up, everybody ran on there, kids and all, and I was the first one to run up on there. I was the first one. I ran up on that motherfucker, man, but I didn't see the paradise on the other side. The Lord said, I ain't gonna show you all that. But, you know, it is a possibility that, you know, you will be saved. It is a huge possibility, very huge. And the Lord, it constantly reminding me, like, it's gonna happen, you know. But I gotta have faith. I gotta be strong and hang on. Yahweh willing, He saved me, and He saved the rest of the people that's around me. And whether I'm with somebody or by myself, you know, these are just signs. Just because I had a dream, that doesn't mean that it's gonna play out the way the dream, the vision. That doesn't mean that it's gonna play out the way that I dreamt it. It's just a sign that it can happen, you know. And that's the whole point. The whole role for us is to have the faith that we gonna be saved. Just have faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai that we gonna make it. Prepare, you know, for these things that are coming upon the earth. Get ready, because these things are gonna hit, and it ain't gonna be long for all of this shit to happen. It's coming, you know. So like it says, alas, the day is great, and that there is none like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, you know. So the time of Jacob's trouble is getting nearer and nearer, and it's a lot of these Israelites that's catching wind of what the white man is doing, It's a lot of them that's catching wind of what the white man is doing, man. And they getting ready, man. They afraid. They know that the time is coming, but they don't have the spirit of Yahweh on them for protection. So when they fight, it's gonna be a lot of us dying, bro. But the Lord is gonna come into battle. That's the whole point. He gonna come fight. You know. So I don't really have nothing left. That's all that I've got. Well, I'm gonna close out. Go ahead and get this uploaded and make my way back. It's getting cold. And like I said, the title of today was the Bible, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth, or translation, you know. And be prepared, man, because it could be you that the Lord swoop down on and pick up, man. And we all hoping that, and we don't want to be here when the Lord casts judgment on this place. You don't want to see from on the ground. You don't want to be on the ground when, like the Bible say, the elements melt before you. You know, you don't want to see that big ass bright light like the sun then crash to the earth and you still here. You know, the ground is breaking up. You see a big ass continent or a plate pop up out of the damn ground from the impact of the nuclear bombs. You don't want to just burst into fucking flames and be on fire and shit, you know, because of the judgment of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, you don't want to be a part of that, bro. You don't. And if you survive that shit, you die from massive radiation and starvation. You know, having that in your mind is very important, bro, because those people that survived is gonna have it a whole lot worse than the people that died, man. If you do survive, that's crazy. If you do survive, and it's a possibility that you survive the end of the world the wrong way. If the Lord don't come save you and you happen to survive this shit, you gotta live and suffer until death. Big ass tumors growing on your fucking head and shit, you know. You starving and shit, you know. Fucking cannibalism still running rampant and shit after all of this shit done happened. You know, you throwing up blood and shit because your body is decomposing from the radiation. You know, you watching loved ones die. You know, women that happen to survive that was pregnant during these times. You know, they babies coming out stillborn and shit, or they coming out with radiation. You know, everything is dying around you. You know, no food, no water, everything is radiated. You gotta understand it, and it's good to watch these movies. I was watching a movie called Threads, and they tell you the story about a nuclear aftermath, man. Those people that survived the nuclear fallout after it happened, you know. Even though we know that this place is America gonna be bombarded with waves and waves of nuclear bombs, but you know, it wouldn't be no surprise if people survive. You know, the ultra rich, they gonna survive, you know. But it wouldn't be no surprise if people survived on the ground, happen to be caught under some big ass block of rock, and it save you from the blast. You know, it can happen. So, you know, just thinking about that, you don't want to be here when these end times, after the nuclear day. You don't want to be here, man. Nobody want to be here. Everybody playing them fucking games and shit about how they don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe in the word. But you believe in them nuclear bombs. You believe in that World War III. That's the whole purpose of the nuclear bombs, bro. To end the world, man. And you don't want to be here on the ground when it happened. I want to be up in them chariots, man. I do. You know? Yahweh willing, he hear me and he exempt judgment from me. That way I don't have to deal with nothing that's coming, bro. I don't have to deal with all of this. Yeah, I can probably survive the stages leading up. I can't survive the last day. I can't survive that shit. You gotta have Yahweh with you in order to survive something like that. You gotta have that blessing. You can survive. You can worm your way through starvation. You can worm your way through the pestilence. You can even fight and win the wars that's coming. But you're not gonna survive. Hey, amen to that. You're not gonna survive no shit like that, bro. You're not. Okay. So with that, just keep that in mind and pray that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai abduct all of us that pray and sign and cry, man. Hopefully we get that blessing and we get out of here, bro, without a scratch, bro. You know, amen to that. And with that, calling Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in the name of Yahushai. And with that, Shalom is on to another video. I'm out of here.